Hello and welcome to this week's Patriots Mailbag. I'm Doug Kyed. If you have a question for me, tweet it to me at Doug Kyed using the hashtag MailDoug, and I'll maybe answer it here or my weekly written mailbag on NESN.com. Let's get right into it. Matt Bean, great question here. Do you see the signing of Cam Newton to be a precursor for the next generation of quarterback? Bill Belichick and McDaniels trying to see how the mobile quarterback works in their system for future draft picks or free agents. I think that really largely depends on how Cam Newton performs. I think the Patriots will be able to add some new wrinkles into their offense. Other than that 1 or 2 games that we saw Jacoby Brissett in the Patriots offense, we really haven't seen what this offense can look like with a quarterback who can run the ball. So if they don't miss a beat, if they look as good or almost as good as they did with Tom Brady under center with a quarterback who can run the ball, who's a little bit more mobile, then yeah, maybe they do try to find that quarterback in the future if that's the best version of the Patriots offense. If Cam Newton struggles, then yeah, maybe they go back to the drawing board and try to find another pocket passer or go with Jarrett Stidham or go with that type of quarterback. But you know, it's a mystery for everyone what this Patriots offense is actually going to look like this season, and that's really what makes this year so fascinating for the Patriots, because we don't know what to expect and we don't know how this offense will look with Cam Newton under center. Second question here comes from Charles William. Your projected running back depth chart is... I'm still putting Sony Michel and James White sort of as that co-starter. Sony Michel on early downs, James White the pass catcher on third down. I don't think the Patriots will allow Damien Harris to Wally Pip Sony Michel until Michel actually, gets a chance to show what he can do post-surgery this season. I think that if Damien Harris is going to be the starter, he's probably going to have to earn it in games. Harris is obviously a very interesting player because he's a hard runner, he's a big back, he can also catch the ball and block. So he might be a better complete back than Sony Michel, but I do think the Patriots are going to force him to earn it, and they're at least going to see what Michel can do before they just hand the reins over and the keys over and whatever over to Damien Harris as the starter. Last question here comes from Lionhearted88. Is Jeff Thomas going to make the roster? It's a really good question. I think Jeff Thomas might be Patriots fans' favorite wide receiver this season. Might have even topped Julian Edelman. That's the excitement level for this guy, but he does still look pretty small in the practice field, and he's barely practiced. We saw the most practice availability for him on Thursday, and he only caught 3 or 4 passes. He definitely adds a jolt of speed. I think that he could definitely be a big play receiver for the Patriots, but I'm not sure if the Patriots are going to be able to see enough out of him before training camp concludes and the season starts. So do you stash this guy on the roster, basically ensuring that he's going to have a redshirt season, or do you try to slip him onto the practice squad where you've got 16 spots, and it might be a little bit easier to get those guys on the practice squad, with the restrictions of no preseason, no fans at training camp, no real way for other teams to be evaluating these players. So that's a decision the Patriots have to make. I would say that if Thomas does make the team, you probably won't see him very much, at least early in the season or until some injuries crop up. But I love his potential. He flies around out there. He is very small, but I love his potential on the Patriots team.